Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Problemista, and this is A24's latest film from writer-director Julio Torres, and Julio also plays Alejandro, our lead here, who is a young man who comes from El Salvador, leaving his mother behind, who is his inspiration to become a toy maker, but winds up getting pulled in, working a job for a visa with Elizabeth, played by Tilda Swinton, who is an eccentric, badgering, and aggressive woman who's oddly trying to keep the legacy of her cryogenically frozen husband, Bobby, played by RZA, alive. You have Isabella Rossellini, who is a narrator in the film. It is such a weird film. It is bold, it is quirky. There's many creative storytelling techniques in terms of these cutaways with metaphorical expressions of what's really going on. And one particular one that keeps popping up is Craigslist, embodied as Larry Owens, the actor, performing this. And it's just so many strange things, and he's fantastic. You have the likes of Greta Lee and Laith Nakil and so many others popping up in these smaller roles. It's creative in the way that it tells its story, and I think the ways that it utilizes these cosplaying fantasy ideas of what's really going on is hilarious, and it's fun, and it's creative. I do think that the film is a lot, though. It's an hour and 38 minutes of a lot. And I feel like it's a very muddled expression of, it's about the immigrant story, the immigrant experience. And it tries to fit in a lot of different elements and doesn't get a chance to, it does some fun creative things with perspectives on some aspects of that, but it's a lot. It's trying to balance too much. And then you watch some of these scenes and you're like, what's the message of this film? Am I supposed to be happy to see, Elizabeth steamrolling somebody and getting her way? I'm like, am I supposed to feel good about that? Because most scenes you're supposed to feel bad about it, but then there's other ones that send a mixed message of, am I supposed to feel good about it? And there's great catharsis, though, in this story, and when Alejandro gets to certain points, I felt it. I was so happy for him, and it sold me. Torres gives a great performance, this offbeat performance as his main character. Tilda Swinton's just having so much fun. She's fun to watch. Now, both characters can be a little much, and Swinton's Elizabeth can be a little insufferable. And you have the mother character for Alejandro, who I feel like that's a really underexplored element of the story. It's still persistent, but there's not enough delivered in it. And then the film really tries to tell you what it's been all about along the way. And, for all of its creative storytelling, it still leans too heavily on trying to express blatantly to the audience exactly what the themes are. And with all this balanced out and all of this wildness, I had a good time. I laughed a lot. This is a legitimately funny film. It's weird, quirky, and offbeat in that way. And it doesn't pull punches. There's some scenes where, Alejandro is pushed to some really uncomfortable places, and this film does not shy away from it. But in the end, I do think that it's a little too much, a little too muddled, and not exactly balanced on what it's trying to say all the time. And it kind of drags at times. And, I literally had watched Dune before this, and it was, twice as long, but felt not as long. But in the end, this is still a fun, experimental art house kind of film that I had a good time with, and I'd watch it again. I'd recommend it for those who enjoy some quirky humor. This is probably going to be a little too weird for most. But in the end, it is A24. But those are my thoughts on Problemista. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.